My name is Charlotte Elsie Miller, nee Ross. I was born on August the 18th, 1948. I was born in McKellar Hospital but came right to Schreiber right after. My maternal grandparents were both born in Finland and my paternal ones were born in Canada. I got married October 25th, 1968 to Andy Miller, and we met at a party during the Canada Centennial. I have two sons, Corey and Kevin. Corey's 45 and Kevin's 43. I have 4 grandchildren. I was a stay-at-home mom. I did lots of volunteering, a lot with the church, the Legion, very involved in the Legion, curling rink, minor hockey, Cubs and Scouts, the 125th celebration, and different charities. Oh, lots of memories. You had so much freedom that you didn't worry about going anywhere, but spent lots of time at the old rink, natural ice, and lots of public skating and watching hockey games. My dad refereed all the time, so I'd go with him when he was refereeing, but sliding, lots of sliding, Holland and Hill, Govinses. We're always busy going. A bunch of us would always go fishing or building a fort somewhere or getting a baseball game together somewhere. Or I remember the field days that we used to have. They were a lot of fun. July the 1st, the Kinsmen would put one on with a great big parade, and sometimes a small midway, and everybody got dressed up. Everybody decorated their bikes or wagons. It was a really big deal then. And then the Legion always did the August long weekend one, which was always a big one too, and that was lots of fun. Remember playing dress up in my backyard. We had an old, well, it was a building there, but we called it a shack. And we used to, my grandmother would give us a whole bunch of old clothes, or my aunt or somebody, and we'd play dress up, and we would pretend we were movie stars, and our husbands were movie stars, and I always wanted to be Esther Williams, and my husband was going to be Alan Ladd, and we'd fight over it, and sometimes I would want Rock Hudson, but somebody else had already taken him for a husband, and my Uncle Raymond and some of his friends, Tom McQuaig, Avery Duncan, Teddy Graham, they would always hang out in our backyard, and they used the shack too. And my mom always said, when the boys are in there, you don't go near there, because she didn't know what they were doing in there, or what the language would be. And I spent a lot of time at church when I was young, with Sunday school, junior choir, CGIT. And, on Sundays, well, you went to Sunday school first, and then you went upstairs for the church service, and then sometimes Sunday night, well, when they had High C, you'd be back there Sunday night for High C, and I spent a lot of time at church when I was growing up. And, I'm still in there, still in the choir. It's not junior anymore, but just all the friends. Made so many friends over the years, living on the south end of town with the CPR houses and that, so many new people moved in. They didn't stay that long, but a lot of the kids were always around the same age as me, and got to meet a lot of them and become good friends, and some were lasting friendships. And I don't know, I remember going up to the mountain at the end of Columbia Street there with my cousin Alona. We'd climb up to Picnic Rock every weekend. We'd go up there and made sure we had peanut butter sandwiches and sweet mixed pickles, and that's what we always had, and pop. We had lots of fun going up there. Now kids don't even go up that mountain anymore. It's probably all grown in up there. We were always busy and always outside, you know. You could pick up a game of something anywhere, like just go in up one street, down another, and you'd find a bunch of kids doing something. You would just join in, not like now. Oh, big changes. Well, for the church, for one thing, it's pretty bad when some Sundays I'm the youngest person in church. You know, like the minister that we had, Roberta, she used to call me the youth, and I'm 66 years old, so I'm far from youth anymore. But that's there's no young people anymore in church. There's no youth group anymore, no junior choir, and like I just found that it played a big part in my life growing up, and you know how you think and how you act is, you know, it has an influence on you, and it's just not there anymore. And who's going to carry on? Like, you know, the oldest member in our congregation is 98 years old, and if I'm the youngest, like it's not going to be around for very long unless the younger people step up. Kids don't know how to play anymore. There's no imagination. Like I say, when we played dress up, if you saw any kids doing that now, they'd probably be bullied and say they're weird. But we used to have so much fun doing that. Kids don't have an imagination. Like, they don't go out and play cowboys and Indians, you know, and or make up a game, or, you know, you don't see kids playing hopscotch or marbles or anything like that anymore. They're on, you know, texting or in the house on their game computers, and not much is done as a family anymore either. Remember going to McLean's Creek for congregational picnics, you know, and it would be a whole family going, not like you weren't sending just your kids or, you know, or just the adults going. The whole family went, and things like that. Like, we used to go bowling every Saturday night, my mom and dad and my sister and I, and it was just something you always did, and there used to be a lot of family time, and now there isn't anymore. People are just too busy, and nobody talks to each other anymore. Like, I refuse to text. And I tell my friends, you want to give me a message, phone me and talk to me, because I refuse to text. You know, you see two people sitting next to each other, and they're texting each other. You know, people, it's just, there's no closeness anymore. Yeah, I like golfing. Love golfing. I don't know what I'll do when I can't golf. It's just, I spend my whole summer down at the golf course, not so much this summer because of the weather, but I've met so many people over the years in golf tournaments, from Thunder Bay down to Wawa, and they're lasting friendships. And a lot of these same people I've met curling, because I was an avid curler too. 3 nights a week I'd be curling, and I love reading. I can get really wrapped up in a book, and, you know, I found myself some 3 o'clock in the morning still reading sometimes. And I used to knit, and I used to sew. I'd like to get back into knitting, but I don't have the patience anymore. I want something done right away. I played mixed slow pitch for a number of years. We had a very good team, the Misfits. Lots of fun. It was all our, you know, same age people, and we had a hard time sometimes keeping up with the younger teams, but we had a ball anyway. And, I'm in the mixed dart league every Thursday night. Not good at darts, but it's a good night out, lots of fun. And I've just met so many people over the years in curling bonspiels and golf tournaments and through the Legion. And, I'd go in golf tournaments and curling bonspiels, not because I thought I'd win a prize, but just to see all these people that I'd met over the years. And, some of them have remained, longtime friends that you keep in touch with. And living here all my life, and I'm still on the same street I was brought up on, just a little farther down. And there's been so many experiences, and I don't think I could pick out one story, because just living in Schreiber has been a story. Well, obviously I like Schreiber because I've never moved away from here. There was a time when Andy had really wanted to move out to BC, but I kind of talked him out of it. And I feel Schreiber, it's in a tough situation right now financially, and the town has gotten a lot smaller. And I just worry about what's going to happen. Pretty soon you're not going to have any groups. You won't have a Legion probably, or different church groups and that, because the young people just aren't getting involved. But as far as living here, you couldn't ask for a better place. I had somebody tell me that we're very lucky to live here, and I guess we take it for granted. What we have around us. We might not have all the cultural things they do in cities, yet we have other things that cities don't have. And I just couldn't imagine living anywhere else.